Hello and welcome back to episode 11 of Stopping the Rot here with Liverpool FC on Championship Manager 1997-1998. And last time out, we wrapped up season one of, this challenge. It wasn't the worst season. We finished second. I mean, you're always going to struggle to overthrow Man United, particularly in that first season. We gave them a good run. We gave them a good push. We were top for large chunks of the season. But ultimately, we had a few results that sort of cost us, and I think they ended up winning it. Bit of a canter, really. So it's a good start, but plenty of work to be done. Plenty of, positions in the squad we need to boost a little bit. Maybe the backups weren't quite as good. Pardon, I'm still just overseeing the last of this cough, cold, and that. Feel a bit better today, but it's still very much affecting. So today we start season two. We've got some transfers and we've got a couple of games. I can't remember. I haven't written them in my notes. I didn't know where I got to. I think we got a Champions League qualifier, if I remember correctly, and it's quite a tough one. We're finishing second, doesn't get us straight into the groups, which is very annoying. So we've got a very tough game to take on to do that. We did mention in the last episode that I would look at the World Cup. So let's have a look what happened there. I didn't actually see it. I don't think I noticed it. Or if I did, it was a little while ago now, so I don't really remember. But if we... competition history. So France beat Brazil in France. Actually... art imitating life there, isn't it? Can't see the score, unfortunately. I don't think. Unless I can click on France and see fixtures, which I don't think I'll be able to do. No, can't. There's no way going back and seeing it, unfortunately. But yeah, it is what it is. We've got the awards as well. I'm going to pop them on the screen right now. So I took a snapshot of that. I didn't take a snapshot of the World Cup, but I did take a snapshot of the awards. Riedler and Gerrard sort of scooping the awards. I mean, look how many goals Riedler got. We didn't get Manager of the Year. Arsene Wenger, I think it was, from memory, got that, which is a bit strange. I know he's done the double in the Cups, so maybe that plays a little bit of a part in it. I'm not too sure. And as I mentioned, we've got a Champions League qualifier. It is against Benfica. Now, I don't think we've had any games yet. I think that is literally our first game of the season. It is. So today we'll be playing Benfica, Newcastle, and probably Leeds. With that, it's quite a tough run. Then we've got Chelsea and Benfica again. We've got a very tough start. Let's have a look at our end of season. Not too bad. We've got Man United near the end there, so if we are needing a result against them, we know towards the end of the season we can look at doing that. If we have a look at the ins, so there's a bit of news with some of the ins. At the end of the last episode, we approached Oliver Bierhoff. All went through. He was on a free, Palmer, but unfortunately, by the time the deal was sort of going through quite quickly, Palmer vetoed it. It looked like he'd signed a new contract and they weren't happy with the zero fee going through, so the board vetoed it. A bit annoying because he would have been our perfect striker option. We've changed our goalkeepers, so we needed two new goalkeepers. Brad Friedel was sold, which we'll get onto in a moment, and Nielsen, his contract ran out and he left. Is it his choice? I probably would have just snapped him up for another year to keep him as a backup. So we approached Anthony Betterton on a free transfer. He wanted 50 grand. We could only offer 43. And I wouldn't have offered 43 or 50 anyway. Absolute joker. He's been on a free the whole time and suddenly he wants that sort of money from us. Absolute joke. We did sign Andy. Who else did we miss out? We missed out on Teddy Lucin as our right back. He went to Bayern. I think Bayern come in last minute and snatched him. And not too sure if there was any other news on the ins. No. So our third choice keeper is Andy Dubont. He was coming up as recommended on all my scout reports. I was looking at out-of-contract players and recommended, and he came up. He was the only player that came up on the league recommendations by the scouts. I think on freeze that was. And because I didn't want to pay for a third choice, but he's had quite a good season with Hereford, who I think have just got promoted. I don't think they're in the game at the start. Maybe they are. And that's just my Hoover in the kitchen falling over. That's the second time I've had to restart the recording. I'm not doing it again. It's gone over properly this time. I don't know what's going on out there. Hoover just keeps falling over. Hereford. So free transfer, not bad as a first choice. He's on £1,000 a week. He looks like he might be fairly decent, if not amazing. But his first choice, he's very rarely going to play, is he? Let's be honest. We brought in a new backup left back based on the McAteer theory that, a defensive midfielder, right centre would work. We brought in defensive midfielder left centre, Oliver Dacour. I don't know if he was our first choice, but he ticks boxes in terms of being quite cheap, being very good. Obviously, we know about him from when he eventually joins Leeds in the future. A very good player. He can cover, obviously, both him and McAteer can cover that defensive midfielder spot from Ince if need be, if we want to do that and go down that route. And yeah, I think he's just a very good option. He's also not a foreign player. I think one of the other ones I was looking at would have counted as a foreign player, and probably won't be first choice. I think that Lee Hughes is probably going to keep that mantle for this season. He's in the England under-21 setup now, probably not far from the England setup as well. We did bring in a second choice goalkeeper, pretty obvious, Richard Wright. He will probably eventually, most likely, go on to sort of usurp David James. My game just decided to lag a bit there. I don't know what, and recording software, so I don't know what it picked up. But yeah, Richard Wright, he will probably usurp David James. Maybe over the course of this season, certainly within a season or two. Maybe even next year we get rid of David James. I don't know. That might be something we try and do and keep Richard Wright as a backup. I don't really know. We have to see how he progresses and how he does. But he's off the back of a very good season with Ipswich. I don't think they got promoted, but 900k. I could have. He had a big club release clause. I could have maybe tried to get it lower, but I just thought, you know what, the way we get with those big club release clauses, I'd probably end up having to pay sort of 2 million or something. So I thought, you know what, 900k, he's worth that. Next up, we had Martin Knutsen come in. Now, he was another one. He had a fantastic season. Okay, it's with Viking in Norway, but he was worth a punt. Lots of man of the matches. Not so many assists, but good goal return. Now, he can probably play on that right striker position. He can play in the right attacking midfielder option. It's just a bit of strength in numbers, and he's got some very good attributes. Whether he can transform that across to England remains to be seen, but hopefully he can. He cost us 225k. He's already worth $1 million. So yeah, he's a good rotation option in there if we need him as well. Mentioned we missed out on Lucen as the right back. We did get Makaleli in at right back. Slightly more expensive, maybe not quite on the back of quite as good a season, but with a higher level club, so hard to say. But it comes in from Marseille. Obviously, again, we know about him from his Real Madrid and Chelsea days the Real Madrid days would be in the very near future. I think he would have actually signed for Real Madrid about now. I think he played for Nantes before Marseille. Nantes to Marseille and then obviously to Real Madrid. So yeah, he's in. And I think that's about the level of ins. That's all the ins. We are still looking for a striker, but funds are a little bit low and we've got a very specific sort of scouting policy on our strikers, sort of what attributes we want them to have. And it's a very limited pool. And a few of them are either don't want to come or they don't. And Bierhoff actually kind of fit that mould. So it's very unfortunate not to grab him on a free. In terms of outs, and he left on a free transfer. He's gone to Staybeck, whatever. Can I click on Staybeck? No, I can't. I want to see if they got... I don't think Tommy Smith and Larson loaded in the game. Free transfer, David Thompson. He's gone to Northampton now. He's started quite brightly, better than he did on loan at Bradford last season. But I think, again, we could just get better options. Bjornby goes to Tottenham for 1.6. Still worth 1.5. He's now worth 1.6. He's gone up a slight bit. But again, I think we've improved on him. Mark Wright goes to Coventry, who got relegated, I believe. Didn't play hardly at all for us. He's played one game for them so far. Done okay. 35 years old. It was just obvious to get rid of him. But again, we might try and bring another centre-back in. Or someone that can play centre-back. We'll see. Rob Jones goes to Arsenal. Bit of a strange one, really, but they've replaced an aging. To be fair, he's not aging in this, is he? He's only 26. I was going to say they've replaced an aging Lee Dixon with an aging right back. I thought Rob Jones was older than Lee Dixon, in all honesty, but unless Lee Dixon's he's got to be older than this, Lee Dixon. So 1.2 hasn't obviously played yet because we've not started the season yet. And then finally, Brad Friedel goes to Crystal Palace. Again, I think they got relegated, so 400k for him. That's not bad. It's a foreign player out of the team. Taking up one of those slots, and we don't have to worry about his work permit expiring this season. With the regen generator, I did run it, and I did try and run it, but I think the one before the season update didn't work, because when I did the second one, it said there's not enough screens to compare, so bit annoying, but whatever. I've tried having a look for a few players, doesn't look like too many retired. A lot of the big hitters that I'd have been interested in certainly haven't anyway. Joey Redknapp requested a transfer. I said yes, okay, because I had someone else in mind. They then didn't want to come, and within about a week, David Redknapp actually changed his mind and said he didn't want to leave now. And about a week later, he said he did again because he wants regular first team football. Now, that week in between, there was no games. It was the off season. So I don't know what pissed him off in that brief window to make him want to leave again. I don't know. But we've got Heidenstrom can play in there. We've got, obviously, Gerrard. Carragher's back this season. I don't know whether we're going to loan him out again. I might try and loan him out again. We'll see. Yeah, we'll put him on the list, see who comes in. If someone good comes in. The only problem is Makaleli is cup tied to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. should we get that far. That's a very annoying thing. Dundee wants to leave. He's not happy. He wants regular first team football. We'll have to try and integrate him into the team a bit more this season. And Leon Hardson, I have transfer listed him, maxed his price up because he's got some interest, because I do want to generate some funds for a striker. If I look at our money, we've only got 7 million left. I want to try and, I think the player I'm looking at, if I go to my shortlist, let's see if he's on there. He should be. I can't remember who it was now. Florian Maurice. He's interested. He'll come, but we need 8 million. We haven't quite got that. If we sell Leon Hardson, I think that brings him in, and I think he'd be a very good striker. 15 goals for France in 13 games, 34 and 38 for PSG. I think we've got to seriously look at this guy. He was an option at right back, but foreign player, and would have cost a bit more than Makaleli, in fact, as well. So we'll take him off the shortlist. Lucin, yeah. Oh, he went to Barcelona, not Bayern Munich. Sorry, apologies there. 4.3. So we'll remove him from the shortlist. We've got Poborsky on the shortlist. Can play in that attacking midfielder role should we need to replace Leon Hardson still with someone a bit cheaper. Kloss and Nuno goalkeeper options. We'll remove them because we don't need them. We're still keeping an eye on Tomic. We're still keeping an eye on Lockman. He did go out of contract. He's still out of contract. So he might be someone we try and bring in just as another backup for that left midfield spot, or also DM. But he doesn't seem to have generated quite as good attributes this time around. And Betterton, yeah, absolute clown, can come off the list as well. You can piss off, mate. Having a laugh, you think I'm paying you 40 grand a week. That's more than like Michael Owen and stuff, I think, earn. That's absolutely insane that he wanted that level of backing on him. But anyway, I'm going to quickly set the team up because it's a bit all over the place. And then we're going to play Benfica in the away leg, first of all. So yeah, back in a sec. Okay, so here we are. I've sorted the team out, and we're very much sticking with the old guard, I think. I don't think any debut players are in there at the moment. I don't think so. No, so we're sticking with David James in goal, Matteo and Henshaw at the back, Lee Hughes, Paul Ince, Jason McAteer, Stephen Gerrard, Patrick Berger, Steve McManaman, Michael Owen and Karl-Heinz Riedler. Karl-Heinz Riedler might not have the most amount of time left, in all honesty. Paul Ince is probably in his last season as well. He's 30 odd now. And nearly within a minute, we'd put the tie into a great start of an away goal, but I don't know what happens if we lose this game. It's the first round, which is very annoying that we've had to come here. They've got Prudhomme in goal. He's a very good goalkeeper. If he could get injured, Prudhomme, that'd be good. Benfica aren't mugs by any chance. They've got some good players. But I think, do we go into the UEFA Cup again if we fail here? I don't really know. But Riedler's given us a great start on 22 minutes with an away goal. That really will settle the nerves, hopefully. And Berger, 24 minutes. Maybe Benfica aren't quite... I'm not going to write them off just yet. They a couple of goals can change this game. I think Manaman's made it 3-0. Maybe I've overestimated them. I think maybe because they're not a playable league, I've not set them up as a playable league. I think Portugal is one on this game, but I haven't chosen it. So maybe they're not as strong as maybe I thought. You know, you just think about them historically, Eusebio and all that sort of stuff. Brian, this was the era that Brian Deane was up front for them. So, yeah, maybe they weren't quite the force. Karel Poborsky's there. Is that after Man United? Before Man United? No. He's been to Man United, hasn't he, in that point? Didn't he go to Benfica from Man United? Because he joined Man United after U96, I think, didn't he? I think that history on him is a bit wrong. Let me know in the comments down below. I mean, I can obviously check, but am I mistaking that? And that's the Ronaldo, I think, that kept R9 Ronaldo from being called Ronaldo and had to be called Ronaldinho at the Olympics in 96, I think, because he was older and more senior, so he had the Ronaldo name. I think that's him. That was an interesting little tidbit for you there. But if we look, see, there we go. There's it. I mentioned it in one of the previous episodes that I recorded 4 in a day. When they have the rebounds, they go on and on and on until they score. But they found a way to... Ours went on for ages and it still didn't end up in a goal. They still found a way to stop it and make it finish. If we can end up with a clean sheet here, another goal or two maybe would be good, but the clean sheet was what I wanted. Unfortunately, Karel Poborsky, we bigged him up in the half-time bit, and he has come back to another one we should have scored there, really. Doesn't look like Owen's having the best of games. I mean, he is. He's playing well. He hasn't got the goal, and Riddler's got the goal, but we're going to bring Robbie Fowler on. We're going to bring... I want to bring Rui Costa on, but I don't think we need to. I might bring him on for... Gerard's playing well as well. I mean, there's no one, apart from the goalkeeper. Dominic Matteo's not playing the best. So we're going to bring John O'Connor on, switch him with Honsho. No, that's not right. Just to get him on his right side. Hopefully that's not something that comes back and hurts us. But Matteo wasn't someone I saw being a player we kept, but so far he's done me proud, to be honest. He's been very good. Michael Owen makes it 4-1. That should be tie over, but I don't think I can rest on the laurels, and we might chuck a few debuts in that next game. And I've just looked at the time on the recording. I am just going to play the 2 games today. There was obviously a lot to catch up on at the start, so we are just going to play the Newcastle game next. We don't need to worry about Leeds. I don't think we played Newcastle last year on an episode, whereas obviously we did, I think, do Leeds a couple of times maybe, and they're a bogey team, so we're probably going to lose anyway, so you probably want to see that. But Scott Minto at Benfica as well. Yeah, it wasn't the best Benfica team back around this time, was it? So yeah, I'm going to skip through, going to come back for that Newcastle game, which is at home in 3 days' time. So yeah, I'll see you back in a sec. Okay, we're back, and a little bit of news in between. So we were obviously interested in Ludovic Gullit at one point. I think in the attacking midfielder role, we ended up signing Knutson, and I think last season we signed Rui Costa instead as well. He's just gone to Barcelona. Again, reflecting real life, maybe a little bit earlier than he would have done in real life, but he's gone to Barcelona. He was there when sort of the change in the guard happened at Barcelona, wasn't he? When I think when Rijkaard came in, they were just a very good team. Obviously had Ronaldinho, Thierry Henry came in, Eto'o, great team. But yeah, we're going to start home to Newcastle, and I'm probably, despite the fact they're all a bit tired, Matteo's wanted by Arsenal. He's capped by England, should be Scotland, obviously in real life. He's wanted by Arsenal. He had received bids from United. QPR want Karel. That'd be a good loan for him, I think. Leon Hardson's still wanted, but no one's come in yet. Stevie Mack, probably Man United, yep. And Robbie Fowler, probably Man United as well. Yep. Okay, so I think we're going to stick. Yeah, we're not going to... Newcastle's a tough game. If it was maybe a slightly easy game, I mean, they could end up getting relegated, and it could have been an easy game. But 1 minute in, Michael Owen, bish bash bosh. But, it's been disallowed. Why'd you mug me off like that? Just as I bish bash boshed it. Yeah, if it was like, I don't know, one of the teams that just got promoted or something, maybe I'd try and rotate. But I just want to get a nice, quick, early 3 points on the board. The team played very well against Benfica. There was goals in there. There wasn't a clean sheet, but that was a momentary lapse, I think. At least it wasn't Brian Deane. So I think we can, in this game, then maybe look at the next one. It's Leeds, so I can't really rest Leeds, can I? I'm hoping there's a bit of a break in between. It's not like a Wednesday again or something. I'm hoping it's going to drip through to being every Saturday again for a few weeks until that Champions League game, which is in about a month. And so far, so good. 3-0 before half-time. Stevie Mack, he's having a good start to the season. Riedler's having a good start to the season. Owen's opened his account now for the season. He didn't do it against Benfica, I don't think. He got an 8, or he was playing an 8 when we looked at the subs. And Shearer hits the bar. Barton should score. David James offered a contract as well. His contract runs out at the end of the season. He turned it down, but I don't know if that's because he wasn't in the team, and obviously towards the end of last season he was out of the team for the last couple of games because I put Friedel in to try and get his work permit just in case I couldn't sell him. I say that, I mean, I was probably going to free transfer him if I couldn't sell him anyway, so I don't know why I was too bothered about that. But you never know how things change. You don't want to risk losing a player on a work permit. It's not good. They go red out. You can't sell them. You can't play them. You can't do anything, basically. So Owen's on a 7 now, so we are going to bring Robbie Fowler in. Rui Costa's going to come in for Stevie Mack, who's on a booking. And Billy Mack's going to come in for Paul Ince, who's rocking a 9. So fantastic. We'll bank that. We'll get that in the bank on his average rating. And we've got about 15 minutes just to see out the game. They are starting to come into it a little bit. Obviously, we've made some subs. That's probably why. Fowler finally comes off the bench and scores a goal. Thank God. Literally God. 4-0. We should have maybe got a couple more in there. Newcastle could have had a couple as well. This could easily be looking at like a 6-7-2. But a 4-0's better. Clean sheet all day long. And I don't know who this Max Huberts is. Who's he? Signed for 1.1 million from AZ Alkmaar. Desplace from Montpellier. So Newcastle actually reflected a little bit what they were doing under Alan Pardew in about 15 years' time. Just signing all these like unknown or sort of second level players from sort of France and Holland and stuff like that. So it's nice again to see art imitating life. But that's going to wrap up this episode. So we're just going to have a look at where we're going to come back. Stefan Honsho with 10. What a free transfer signing he is. He's a foreign player, but he's guaranteed to play, so the work permit isn't an issue unless he gets injured for like 11 months or something. When Cavani comes back, we got something to think about. He's out for 3 months now. So bearing in mind it was 15. He hasn't been anywhere near out for 15. It only registered a year for some reason. Let's see. So we are going to come back. So we're in August. We're going to come back in September sometime. So I don't really know. We'll see how the Champions League plays out, because I think that will start if we beat Benfica. So there might be a good Champions League group game that sits amongst some of these games. Obviously Arsenal's in there. Palace didn't go down. Man City come up. So yeah, there's some decent opposition in there. Not the top end ones, but we'll see how it fits around the Champions League game. So I'll play that Benfica second leg, and then we'll see where we come back. But I'll make that decision there and then. It's going to be one of those starting points that's a bit awkward to try and wriggle in. But yeah, if you've enjoyed today's episode, please do drop a like down below. If you're new around the channel, enjoying the content in general, enjoy this sort of stuff, smash a like and subscription button. It's going to keep coming. I've mentioned it a few times. I've got lots of different ideas in the pipeline for different games I want to play. I've got the PS2 from my mum and dad's. I've managed to get it to record on my recording device so I can play some PS2 games. I was going to do some Pro Evo, but Dave Black, as he always does, he beats me to things. It was in my mind. I couldn't get it recording before, but I've figured it out now. But the game I've been playing is a different Pro Evo to the one he's playing online. He's going through a lot of different football games. I might try and do something a bit different. I've got a few different sort of genre games on my PS2, and obviously some PS1 games on there as well that I can backwards compatibility play. So yeah, it's in the pipeline. It's in my thoughts. It's just finding the actual possibility to record them. I don't even get time to play it really at the moment. I'm very busy with work, life, looking after my little girl, spend as much time with her as possible doing things. And also I've got a little side hustle going on as well, which is taking a lot of my time at the moment. But hopefully it will reap the time it's taking. So yeah, if until next time for the next episode, which will be episode 12, I think. Yeah, I'll see you next time. Take care. Goodbye.